Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mr. Craven. All right. So I want to do a video about scaling. All right. I'm not a theory crafter. Okay. I understand the numbers, how the scale systems work. It's just that simple. That's why there's no best in slot. Okay. You have to understand this. And I'm going to show something. Okay. So everybody kind of gets the picture, what I'm able to do, and understand the numbers. Okay. All right. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to just use the Maelstrom as a flat weapon. We're not going to activate it or anything, but we want it sharpened. And we're going to use one piece of light Kina for the pen value. So you guys can see the pen's not going to change. We will switch between Munduses for each test. And I'll explain things. But the base set that we're going to use for this test is going to be Dagons because our spam level is going to be Brawler. So this won't change. So you're going to ask, well, what's the test over? The scaling factor of this versus your Slayer. Minor Slayer buff. You got to understand how these modifiers are applied to base values. Okay? So let's just go over it first. First, let's put on the... and there's 2 infused and 1 bloodthirsty on all of them. Okay? So there's no trick. The only thing difference I'm getting is the minor slayer versus the weapon damage. Now, to show the first one, we're going to use the Thief Mundus. Okay? Alright. I don't have a monster set activated, so it's not going to skew anything. Okay. We will hit our major brutality. We'll get the minor as soon as we apply. And you're going to notice my base is 2599. That's consistent. That's what I wanted to show. And 27. Right? Alright. It's important I'm just going over the basics because when people look at metrics, they don't really they don't understand what they're breaking down. This way I can give you the visual representation. Okay, I like doing this. This is it's so you can visually see it. Now that is with the Slayer buff. So now we're gonna, to infused agility. Okay. Infused bloodthirsty. Infused bloodthirsty. Once again, apply the major. And now we're getting 2087. Okay. And that's 259. So let me do it again. 5 above. 2599 crit. 1289. Now let's switch back. And we get that. Now, that's with the Thief Mundus. Okay? So we're dealing more with the Thief. As soon as we apply the base, now we're doing 13, 2, 3. Alright, our base is a lot higher, but sacrificing at the critical value. You got to understand percentage modifiers scale off of a base value. Okay? That's what we're getting at here. is why I'm showing this. So you see 13.2 on the base level. Okay. But look, now we've succeeded it. But why? With the agility. Now we've succeeded with the Warrior Mundus. Why? So a 3-piece agility just be a 3-piece trial set. But why? Okay. You guys saw it. I kept my base. I kept the 1 piece. Nothing changed except the jewelry and the Munduses. Why? Simple. Right? The base damage to the agility will scale higher than the Slayer buff. That's the point. So when I come back in here and you look at my weapon damage, it's over 5-4. As soon as I get the buffs from my party, oh no, 7-9. Sorry, looking at spell. 7-9. I'm at 7-9 weapon damage now. Right? Okay. So that makes sense. But when I switch back to the Slayer, Minor Slayer buff, we're only at 7-8. You guys have to understand this. This is my niche. That's what I keep trying to say. That's why Perfected Gear came out. At one time, you could scale more off of agility and willpower than a Minor Slayer buff. The same remains true for low-end percentage scaling versus weapon to spell scaling. Once again, that's why you're best in slot. Now, if I was on a different race, like Khajiit, because I'm an orc, that rule would go out the window because of my passive into the orc. Because I already have a base a base value applied with Swift, where the Khajiit doesn't get that. So the scale factor changes based on race. It's not a sleight of hand. It's not a trick. You just have to know how the multipliers are being affected to the base value. That's why I argue with everybody. That's why I go head to head with the top, all the best. It doesn't matter about the rotation, the whatever. It matters on the numbers. It's not going to change the damage output of that ability. It would change the primary set would change based on single target. So if I had a scale factor of 450, like something like whatever, that would change. Right? There would be a limitation based on, the set's tooltip. Right? Single target wouldn't be applied. Even if it's reflected into the character sheet. So, yeah. I'm not a theory crafter. Okay? And everybody can hate me. They can hate my videos. They can whatever. But I know the math. Okay, I'm just once again, I'm the one who has proven so much in this game. Like I said, they put Magicka in Sharpen at one time. They had everybody in Twiceborn Star at one time. They had tanks not even understanding shield scaling. There was so many things that were wrong fundamentally when I came to this game. What prompted me to become a content creator was little things like this. And I didn't even have PC, let alone the traditional metrics to reflect, because I wouldn't go off the damage. I would actually go off of the readings of which abilities are doing what. Why? Because that factor, human error, needs to be taken out of the equation. And at any time, you can have human error. This is about muscle memory, and if you're going to have muscle memory and whatever, like I told somebody yesterday, I'm like, you take Outcast and you throw him in any setup, he has flawless rotation. The man can pull off probably at least 70, 80K. I want to say naked, due just to his rotation, without any gear. I'm just saying, he's that flawless with his rotation, right? But you won't always have that. So what do we reflect back to, right? We reflect back to the math, the numbers, how it applies to each ability's damage output. Like I said, it isn't a factor when you take a crit modifier and reduce the base damage. But as soon as we increase the base damage, we effectively increase the scaling of what? Our major and minor brutality over the Slayer's capabilities. The Slayer still gets its modifier, right, from the ability itself, but once you outscale that with the warrior, it goes out the window. Now, is this a proper setup? No, absolutely not. But this is the only thing I'm referring back to. There is no best in slot because the numbers, the modifiers, are relevant to what they're deriving the base value from. Okay? Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Anyway, as always, I'm Mystic Raven. This is Mystic's MMOs. Have a good one.